Today I discuss about psychodrama. Psychodrama is an action method of psychotherapy founded by J.L. Moreno. It is often used in groups but also used in individual psychotherapy. It is an exploration of truth through dramatic method. So the definition of psychodrama is an action technique in group therapy which allows the client to explore their problems through role playing and other dramatic devices to gain the behavioral skills and insights. Now the concept and principles of psychodrama. At first, creativity. Moreno believed that an essential feature of psychotherapy is to facilitate the client's creativity in exploring themselves and discovering new coping skills for the life. Next, the spontaneity. The best way to encourage creativity is through the spontaneous exploratory activities. Working in the present moment. An important element of psychodrama is to reinvent the previously experienced events and learn new reactions through role playing. Next, the encounter. Group members must connect with one another in a meaningful and genuine manner. Surplus reality. Reenactments of the client's psychological world without the constraints of reality. This is called the surplus reality. And next, the catharsis and insight. Catharsis is the release of emotions during psychodrama, and the insights are the cognitive shift in awareness that are produced by the catharsis. An example of catharsis is you ever go to a movie that you know that the movie is going to make you cry and you go for the experience of crying. Next principle of psychodrama is reality testing. The testing of behaviors in scenarios that the potentially not be socially acceptable in a safe environment. Next, the indications of psychodrama. Advocates of this method have reported success with treating the individual patient. So, the indications are groups of patients with marital disorder, the groups of alcoholics, and it is also used in milieu therapy as a form of group therapy and as a diagnostic tool in dealing with problems within the social system of the therapeutic community. The elements involved in psychodrama. The protagonist, the focus of psychodramatic enactment. This individual presents the problem to be explored, and group members should feel comfortable to exclusive the role of protagonist or volunteer should they desire to. The auxiliary egos, the supporting roles usually portraying significant people in the protagonist's life. The audience is the remainder of the group who observe the enactment. The stage, it is the area where the enactment takes place. And there is also present director and producer. So these all are the elements involved in a psychodrama. Next, the phases of psychodrama. There are 3 phases involved in psychodrama: warm up, shaping and presentation, sharing and discussion. Now I am going to discuss one by one. At first, phase 1 or warm up. It is initial activities to build group trust and coherence. Here the group leader may introduce the purpose of role play and then interview each group members about potential scenarios that may explode through a dramatic experience. Next, the phase number 2, that is shaping and presentation. The action phase is engaging the role play scenario. The goal is to bring awareness to feeling or attitude the scenario elicit that perhaps the protagonist was not previously aware of. Next, the phase 3, sharing and discussing. Group members should discuss how the enactment affected them and avoid analyzing the protagonist or offering advice. And sharing with the group leads to bonding and a sense that one is not alone. And it takes encourage to share, so the protagonist deserves to be honored. Next, the psychodrama techniques. Self-presentation. The protagonist introduces the situation to be enacted. Role reversal. The protagonist plays the role of someone other than themselves in their chosen scenario. Next, the double. An auxiliary character plays the part of the protagonist's inner self. The empty chair. Actually, Jacob Moreno originated this technique. Here, the client conducts an emotional dialogue with some aspect of himself or herself who is imagined that to be sitting and person on the empty chair. And it helps you to see the situation from a different perspective and gain insight into your feeling and behavior. The mirror technique. Aimed at fostering self-reflection, another member mirrors the action of the protagonist. Next, the future projection. Enactment designed to help group members work out future scenarios about which they have concern. The role training. A new reaction being tested by a protagonist in order to experience how it feels to act out a new behavior. The magic shop. A warm-up technique in which the participant imagine that in a shop full of jars which contain different personality traits, and the participant then express these qualities and then exchange them for another. Now, the advantages of psychodrama. It helps the patient to define his problem clearly, to explore the patient's adaptive and maladaptive coping responses to his problem, to identify misconceptions, unrealistic goals, and distortions of reality. Along with the advantage, there are some limitations of psychodrama. Group leaders must take caution when dealing with a participant who has significant disturbance and must consider the safety of their group members. So, the limitations are it has limited value for the participants who are very uncomfortable with sharing and acting out scenarios. These techniques may not be appropriate for those who are socially anxiety or reserved personalities. The evaluation of psychodrama. Contribution and strength. Action-oriented approaches allows the participant to experience a given scenario in a mood other than simply talking about it. Allow the participant to see and discover alternative way of dealing with those around them. Integration with other theories. Many of these techniques can be employed and provide rich material. For example, Gestalt therapy successfully incorporates the empty chair techniques. So these are the evaluations of psychodrama. Now, the nurse's responsibility. At first, coordinate with the patient. Throughout the therapy, supervise the patient. Health educate the patient and clarifies the patient's doubt and motivate the patient to perform psychodrama in a well manner. Now, I conclude the topic. The researchers conclude that psychodrama was a valuable therapeutic modifier in the treatment of several disorders. And a 2020 study found that the use of psychodrama with adolescents lead to significant improvements in social skills and life satisfaction. So these all are about psychodrama. Thank you so much for watching this video.